Boy, DeWanna Bonner, you sure did look awful today. You looked awful today. You looked like a true liability on the floor.
You won't believe this one. After Game 3 of the WNBA Finals, the Phoenix Mercury didn't just lose. They completely unraveled. Leading the collapse? None other than DeWanna Bonner, who decided to vent her frustration at, of all people, Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans. Yes, you heard that right. Instead of focusing on her team's performance, Bonner chose to blame the player, who wasn't even in the building. According to her, Fever fans are somehow bullying her. The irony couldn't be more perfect. Her outburst came right after yet another finals game failed to sell out. The third straight one, despite ticket prices being cheaper than a fast food combo meal. That's how far the supposed pinnacle of women's basketball has fallen. And this isn't just an off night or a one-time dip. It's a trend. Every game has empty seats. The league's crown jewel is being marketed like a clearance sale item, and fans are still walking past it. So the question is, how can a league that's been touting record-breaking ratings and historic growth all season end up playing in front of half-empty arenas? Share your thoughts below. Why do you think the finals have been such a flop?
Vegas Aces versus the Phoenix Mercury. And I'm telling you right now, this is probably going to be one of the lowest rated WNBA finals in a mighty long time.
The WNBA has spent the entire year basking in its own self-congratulation. Every press release, every ESPN segment, every media interview has hammered the same message. The league is booming. But now that the finals have arrived, that glossy narrative is starting to crumble. Ticket sales haven't just dropped, they've collapsed. The much-hyped momentum disappeared faster than Caitlin Clark on a fast break surrounded by 3 defenders. And still no whistle.
3 of the WNBA Finals, and news has broke that you can get into the game for tickets as low as $10. Yeah, no. Your speakers on your laptop or your phone are working perfectly fine. You heard me loud and clear. You can get into Game 3 of the WNBA Finals for $10. This is crazy.
And let's not act like this is some obscure stat buried in a spreadsheet somewhere. This is Game 3 of the WNBA Finals in Phoenix. You'd expect fans to be lining up to witness the league's best, right? Wrong. The cheapest ticket? $10. That's not a typo, $10. For the price of a parking ticket, you can sit in on what's supposed to be the biggest game of the year. Lower bowl seats are going for $25, courtside behind the bench is $90. And if you want second row, you're looking at about $130. To put that in perspective, parking at a UFC event in the same city costs more than a finals ticket.
To mention, we got none other than DeWanna Bonner, former Indiana Fever, quit the team herself in the talk and conversation of this WNBA Finals. And more importantly, her significant other, Aaliyah Thomas, has found herself in some hot water as well, with not really speaking about the current state of the W.
Now here's where it gets either hilarious or downright sad, depending on how much you care. Just a week ago, during the Indiana Fever's matchup against the Aces, those exact same seats were selling for 5 to 10 times more. Courtside was going for around $2,000 each. Fast forward to the finals, and you can snag a front row spot for under $500. Seats behind the basket? Maybe $300. And even those are struggling to fill up. And let's be clear, these aren't resale prices. This is face value. The WNBA itself can't even give away tickets to its own championship.
Tell me Caitlin Clark's signature Nike t-shirt costs more than these damn WNBA final tickets. And I'm here to tell you, oh yeah, they do. I mean, 4-time WNBA MVP A'ja Wilson can't even get tickets up to $50. Bruh, this is bad. I mean, this is beyond bad. This just tells you the state of this.
And before anyone jumps in with, well, Phoenix fans just don't care. Let's stop right there. This is the same city that sells out everything. NBA games, UFC fights, concerts, even rodeos. The issue isn't Phoenix. The issue is that nobody's invested in this finals matchup. DeWanna Bonner's Mercury may have clawed their way to the big stage, but outside the diehards, there's zero buzz. The casual fans, the ones Caitlin Clark pulled in, tuned out the second she wasn't on the floor. And that's the league's biggest problem. When Clark plays, arenas sell out in hours. Resale prices soar past $200. Every city she visits turns into a mini Super Bowl. But take her out of the picture, and the energy disappears. No Clark, no crowd. The Clark effect wasn't just a boost, it was the league's entire heartbeat. And the moment she was gone, the pulse flatlined.
You know, the controversy that led up to this game is pretty much attached to Caitlin's name. That is the Las Vegas Aces actually knocking off Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Well, Caitlin did not play, but we know the referees kind of had a hand in that, we should say, with kind of making sure the Las Vegas Aces was pushed to making it to the...
This final series is the clearest proof yet of what fans have been saying all year. The WNBA's growth isn't organic. It's borrowed. It's been built entirely on one player who dragged the sport into the mainstream. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a star, she was the story. She packed arenas, boosted merch sales, spiked TV ratings, and gave sponsors something to believe in. Without her, the league slips right back into what it's always been, a niche product dressed up as a revolution. Yet as this fiasco plays out, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert keeps making the media rounds, insisting this is the strongest position the league's ever been in. Strongest? Please. If this is strength, then a sandcastle at high tide is a fortress. When finals tickets cost less than a round of bowling, that's not success, that's a crisis. The pricing data doesn't lie, even if Engelbert tries to. When tickets first went on sale, upper-level seats were about $50. Within a week, prices dropped 20%. By tip-off, you could sit in the lower bowl for under $60. That's not momentum, that's desperation.
Spend more money streaming the game at home than you do going and actually seeing it in person. This is wild. This is wild. $10 is crazy.
It's a PR disaster of epic proportions. You can't spend an entire season beating your chest about record growth and then struggle to sell $10 tickets to your own championship. Corporate sponsors, Nike deals, glossy ad campaigns. None of it means a thing when your arenas look half empty on national television. You can't fake full seats. Either fans show up or they don't. And right now, the scoreboard couldn't be clearer. They're not showing up. And let's be honest, part of the problem is the finals themselves. This matchup has all the energy of a Tuesday morning staff meeting. There's no drama, no rivalry, no villain. Just DeWanna Bonner scowling at imaginary haters, blaming Caitlin Clark for her own irrelevance, and pretending she's part of some league-saving storyline. The Mercury plays slow, predictable basketball, and the Aces aren't much better. It's flat, forgettable, and painfully overhyped.
It's the most unwatchable basketball product possible between the two teams left standing. Not to decimate it by injury, Kathy Engelbert really outdid it herself. Can't imagine why the world is calling for her resignation.
Bonner's post, Game 3 meltdown, only made things worse. Instead of owning up to the embarrassment, she threw a tantrum, claiming the league had lost real fans because the media focused too much on Caitlin Clark. Translation: she's upset that people stopped pretending to care about her team once the Fever went home, that it's classic insecurity disguised as righteousness. Bonner's been in the league for over a decade, yet now she's blaming Clark for stealing the spotlight, as if success is a limited resource. The irony? Without Clark, Bonner wouldn't even have a finals to complain about. Even players are quietly admitting it now. This finals just doesn't have the spark. The buzz, the energy, the magic that surrounded the Indiana Fever earlier in the season, all gone. When Caitlin Clark was on the floor, every game felt like an event. The arenas pulsed with anticipation. Reporters fought for quotes. Fans lined up hours before tip-off just to feel like they were part of something historic. Now the electricity's gone. The lights are still on, but it feels like no one remembered to flip the switch.